So, you do exist. Outrider to Avenger, I have visual confirmation.
Are you sure?
Reapers are always sure.
I'll take your word for it. Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Understood. Now the real war begins.
XCOM 2 was one of the most difficult games I played last year, and with the added DLC, it pushed the game even further with its rulers. When the final piece of DLC was released, there was little information on what was next for the XCOM franchise. A lot of people speculated that Firaxis might head underwater with the Terror from the Deep inspired expansion, but instead they looked at a different game and brought a whole new system to XCOM. War of the Chosen adds 3 new boss characters to the game, which can show up at random during any mission in the campaign. You still continue with your daily XCOM activities, fighting off aliens while building your Avenger, researching new tech, and ultimately battling the Avatar project. Essentially, War of the Chosen provides more of everything, which makes XCOM 2 such a rich and fun game to play. More maps, more enemies, more gear, more story, and more things to manage in between missions. XCOM 2 uses a system very similar to the Nemesis system from the Middle-earth franchise, introducing the player to the 3 chosen. The Warlock, Hunter, and Assassin each comes with their own set of abilities, strengths, and weaknesses, and eventually begins to learn new ones, thus forcing you to change tactics in order to defeat them. You are also introduced to the Resistance, a new faction which aids you on the battlefield. The Earth is now split into 3 unique factions, each with their own distinct stories and characters. Reapers are stealth units, Templars are psionic units which can act as an assassin, and Skirmishers are more mobile which can easily use grappling hooks and move around the battlefield at ease. You are also introduced to the Lost. Think of it as some sort of zombie horde, which were humans that was abandoned since the fall of the original XCOM game. XCOM 2 always had a unique design to it from a visual perspective, and War of the Chosen continues with that design. Visually, the game looked impressive on the PS4 Pro, however, I had a number of unusual frame rate issues, which reportedly seems to be a problem with the console versions. The new cutscenes are a welcome addition and adds to the current story of XCOM 2. Each chosen has their own unique voice, and their story is interesting, although I would have wanted to learn more about their history. At times, they would just show up agitated during missions with no real motive or explanation, which just feels odd, although the intent was to add that extra difficulty spike at unexpected times. A veteran XCOM 2 player might find the 3 new classes a bit overpowering, especially if you add the robotic spark unit in your squad from the Shen's Last Gift DLC. There is another element to your soldier that you need to keep an eye on aside from being wounded, and that is psychological traits. Basically, your soldier can become tired from heading into too many missions, thus making them vulnerable to these new traits. This extra bit of micromanagement is a nice addition, however it often feels a bit more like a burden than anything else. The Chosen is definitely both a curse and a fun boss to defeat. You might not even have time to defeat them depending on how you manage your resources, but they are definitely a nice addition and adds that personal touch to the game. If you enjoyed XCOM 2, then you probably already own this expansion. Priced a bit higher than your regular DLC content, it adds a lot more than any other content out there that was released for XCOM 2. It is unfortunate that this does not change the end game, as it is more focused for mid to late stages of the game, but it adds a lot to the replay value of the game. Usually I rate games at a buy now, wait for sale, look in the bargain bin, or rather avoid rating, and I would say that XCOM 2 War of the Chosen is definitely worth buying at a full price. War of the Chosen is a great addition to XCOM 2 and one that fundamentally changes how you play through the game. It's fun, challenging at times, and adds a lot to the current story. I'd like to thank Prima Interactive for this review code, and if you like this video then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give me a thumbs down, but please tell me why, so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the Red Tie Guy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.